Hey, it's Vanessa, the Crafty Gemini, and in this video tutorial, I'm teaching you how to make my Slimline pencil pouch step by step. For sewing supplies, you'll need something to measure and cut your fabric with. I like a rotary cutter with the mat. Scissors will also come in handy, some plastic sewing clips. For thread, I like to use 100% all-purpose polyester, but you could use cotton also, an iron with an ironing board, and then a sewing machine that can sew straight stitches. You'll also need a zipper foot for your machine because this is a zippered pouch and we'll be installing a zipper. For your fabric, we cut 2 exterior pieces to 10.5 inches by 4.5 inches tall. I cut 2 matching pieces out of a light fusible batting. You could use regular batting or fusible fleece. And for the lining, we did the exact same thing. 2 more pieces for lining fabric. And then I'm using a number 3 craft zipper. This is a 14-inch one, but anything longer than 10 inches will be fine. And for a tab, I cut 1 more little strip that's 1.5 inches by 3. These tabs are going to be installed on the side. I'm just adding 1, but if you want to add a second one, just cut out 2 little pieces. Again, 1.5 inches by 3 inches, and it's just to give you a little something to hold when you're opening and closing the zipper. So now we're ready to fuse our light fusible batting to the back of our exterior fabric. Just make sure that the adhesive is touching the wrong side of the fabric, and with an iron, fuse everything together. Now that that's fused, let's set these pieces aside and grab the little strip. If you have 2 tabs, you can cut 2 of them. I'm just folding it in quarters here, pressing it with an iron, and then refolding it down the middle again so that we basically hide all the long raw edges. So fold it again down the middle. You should have a nice narrow tab like this that we're now ready to take over to the sewing machine and top stitch down both long edges. For top stitching, I like to use a stitch length of about 3.0 to 3.5 millimeters in length. So you can do that down both sides, trim off any tails, and set that little tab aside. Now for the zipper. I'm positioning the zipper pretty side facing up, and then I flip it down onto one of the long edges of the exterior fabric that was fused to the batting, all right? I make sure to have a little bit of extra sticking out on both sides, put my plastic clips, and now we're ready to install the zipper foot on our sewing machine. So I'm gonna clamp it onto the left side there, and then this first line of stitching is just gonna be to hold the 2 things together, the exterior fabric and the zipper. So I'm staying only about 1/8 of an inch in from the edge, so it's a really narrow seam allowance with a longer straight stitch, all right? Now once these 2 layers are together, it's attached there, we can now take a lining piece, flip it pretty side face down on top, so the zipper is now sandwiched in between, line up the top raw edge again, place your clips, and now this is a real seam, so a construction seam. I shortened the stitch length to about 2 to 2.5 millimeters in length, and now I'm using the full seam allowance of that zipper foot. So some machine zipper foots are 1/4 of an inch or 3/8 of an inch, whichever one it is, it'll work fine. Just use the full zipper foot seam allowance. Trim my threads, and then we're going to take this over to the ironing board and give it a little press. Notice with the fabrics, I'm pressing them away from the zipper tape. Make sure you don't have any fabric bubbling up there or folding into the zipper teeth. You want everything flat and away. Now we top stitch. So at the sewing machine, I'm lengthening my straight stitch now to about 3 millimeters, and then I'm just running through to the left side of the zipper teeth with that zipper foot still on and through all the layers. Trim your threads. Now we're ready to repeat it to the other side of the zipper. So take the other exterior piece, line it up where it goes, and flip it down, pretty side face down onto that top edge of the zipper tape. Place your clips, and then we're going to head to the sewing machine for a basting stitch. Remember, this is a slightly longer straight stitch, and the seam allowance should be narrow, only about 1/8 of an inch. This is just to hold the 2 layers together to make it easier to then go in and add the lining, and you don't have to worry about any of the layers shifting on you. So it's just a little tip that I like to share, especially with beginners. Now we flip it over, and you take the other lining piece, and that's pretty side face down onto the zipper. So both of those lining fabrics are touching pretty sides facing, okay? So just remember that, and if you have it like I have, then you know for sure you oriented everything correctly. Place your clips, line up everything as best you can, and now again you're going to use the real seam allowance, so a shorter straight stitch and the full zipper foot seam allowance. So I shortened my stitch to 2.2 millimeters in length, using the full seam allowance, right? I'm lining up the edge of the fabric with the right side edge of that zipper foot, and then stitch all the way down. You can back stitch at the beginning and at the ends for a little bit of added security if you'd like, and then trim your threads. And then we give everything a really good press. Remember to press the fabrics away from the zipper so everything lies nice and flat. And if you don't have a wooden tailor's clapper, I'll include a link to where you can get one in the description box below. Now we top stitch. So I'm doing the same thing but on the opposite side of the zipper that we did previously, going through all the layers with a slightly longer straight stitch. I have mine set to 3 millimeters in length, and then trimming our threads. All right, give everything a good press, and now we're ready to move on. So we're going to slide the zipper pull inside somewhere so that it's inside of where the fabric layers are. Take the little tab strip and we're looping it around like a letter U to where the short ends line up with the side raw edge of that exterior fabric, okay? Like this. And then we're gonna base stitch it into place. So you can get rid of that zipper foot now. We're done installing the zipper. Put on your regular universal presser foot, and then we're just gonna do some stitching back and forth here to secure the little loop tab in place. All right, so I have one attached. If you're deciding to add two, just repeat the steps to add the other one to the opposite side. Trim away any excess zipper tape and make sure that you have your zipper pull inside. That's why we moved it in there, okay? Otherwise, you won't have a working zipper. Now we're ready to place exterior fabric to exterior fabric, pretty sides touching, and place some clips. On the lining side, you're doing the same thing. You're matching lining to lining along that long edge and placing pins. Now we're going to mark out an area that we need to leave open. I would say about 5 inches is good in the middle of the lining side of your pouch, all right? So now we're going to sew just down a straight line. So I'm shortening my stitch length to 2 millimeters, and then I'm using 1/4 of an inch seam allowance on this exterior side to stitch from the top all the way to the bottom, and remember to back stitch to secure your stitches. On the lining side, we're going to start at the top and we are increasing the seam allowance. I'm going to about 1/2 of an inch seam allowance here. And I backstitched at the beginning. You're going to go to the stop at the mark that you left. I'm going to cut my threads and then I'm going to skip over that whole area that we marked because we need to leave that open. I pick up on the other mark, backstitch there to secure it, and then we sew across and backstitch again at the end. At every starting and stopping point, you have to backstitch to secure your stitches. Now we press everything nice and flat, and then I'm going to press the seam open along the lining side. So you should have a hole there. Pressing this back makes it really easy to keep the raw edges towards the inside when you get to that last step of stitching it up. Now here's where we're going to line up that bottom seam that we sewed on the lining portion with the zipper teeth. Place a clip. Then grab the bottom seam from the exterior fabric and align it there. Everything should be right in the middle, both seams and the zipper teeth themselves, because that's the center of the zipper, right? All 3 of those should be matched up on one side. I press the exterior fabric seam open, and we're going to repeat the steps to line everything up centered perfectly on the other short end as well. So again, you have 2 seams and the middle of your zipper teeth lined up right down the center. Place some clips. Now I like to give it a little press just to keep the fabric nice and flat, and then we're going to sew down both of these short ends here. I want you to use 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. You're going to stitch down here and make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. But wait up, before you get to sewing, reach inside and make sure that your zipper is at least halfway open. Okay, very important step. Do not skip it here. Go back, add your clips, and make sure that everything is aligned, and now you can go ahead and sew down the sides. I like to trim away a little bit of the excess bulk at the corners here, but if you have an uneven seam allowance or there's anything sticking out, just go ahead and trim it up with your scissors at this step. Next, we're going to reach in through the opening that we have in the lining, reach all the way through to the open zipper until you see your exterior fabric, and sometimes it helps to kind of grab the zipper pull and finish opening up that zipper a little bit more, makes it a little easier. Reach all the way in and flip the whole thing right side out. Then take a blunt knitting needle or some chopsticks and kind of push everything out at the corners so you don't have any rounded corners. They should be nice and pointy at this step. You can see that this is a pouch all on its own at this step, but we're going to continue on to make it boxy. First, we're going to seal up the hole that we have in the lining. So I just fold it up and pull up on the lining to separate it from the exterior fabric, and then top stitch super close to that edge just to seal up the opening. Make sure that you're only sewing through the layers of lining fabric at this step. Now we're ready to box the corners, so we need to go back in and flip this wrong side out because the stitching needs to happen in the lining side so that you can have a nice clean seam on the exterior once you're done. What I'm doing here is just putting my thumb all the way up to the corner and flipping every bit of fabric that I can out to make sure that I'm not leaving any fabric layers where I don't want it. Because you'll see at this step here, when I go to each corner, we're going to grab it, turn it into a little triangle like this so that the seam is running right down the middle of the point of that triangle, and place a clip. So I'm putting my finger on the inside, making it into a triangle, and then placing some clips. You can do 1 or 2 clips, whatever you feel like is going to hold it better in place. But on the inside, on the exterior fabric side, I'm smoothing out all the fabric. I don't want to have any fabric folded when I go in to stitch it. So you'll see me go back and forth. You see how I'm smoothing it out on the exterior side? That fabric needs to be smooth there. Otherwise, when you're done and you flip it back right side out, you run the risk of having some puckers or pleats. So I'm measuring 1 inch down from the tip of that triangle. So my stitch line will run across here. And you're going to do that to all 4 corners. Okay? So I'll show you how we set that up at the sewing machine. So you could draw the line across or use something on the bed of your machine to measure again. So I'm going to put the point and the tip of that triangle to where the metal meets the plastic on the bed of my machine. Do you see how I'm keeping it nice and straight and measuring against that? So that works out perfectly for me. And you could really switch this up. It could be 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch. Just think about the bigger you go, the more it's going to eat up in the finished size of your pouch. So somewhere between 3/4 of an inch and an inch, I think, is going to be ideal for the size pouch that we're making. And I'm just working my way around, making sure that the fabric layers are smooth and measuring down from each one of those triangular points. Now we're ready to just flip the whole thing right side out again. And that's it, y'all. Grab your zipper, pull it shut, and your Slimline pencil pouch is complete. Okay, y'all, I hope you enjoyed learning how to make the Slimline pencil pouch and that you'll give it a try. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel here so you don't miss out on any of my future tutorials. If you enjoy these types of projects, make sure to check out our over 110 different digital video courses that we offer at CraftyGemini.com.